Hello, my people out there. Welcome once again to our Edu Radio studio. You're welcome to our studio, Edu Radio, your talk magazine program, where they're committed to inform you and enlighten you on the rots we don't happen for our educational system. However, for Edu Radio studio today, we still bring you our teachers because we care about you. We have our well-loaded programs, well-packaged, but we kept it aside just because we love you. And we say for Edu Radio, we they bring the rods. What has happened in our institutions of learning? What did not happen when we see the infrastructure which supposed to accommodate a good number of persons, they're stretched. What did not happen? Why is it, like you said in the previous episode, our students cannot compete side by side? Why is it that our curriculum is being recycled? Why is it that policies that are coming in the way they are coming in? They are juggling in policies the way they like them. Why is it that what we are looking at in terms of budgetary allocation as prescribed by UNESCO, 26%, we practice less than, or we pay in less than 10%. From 1970 to 1974, the second National Development Plan, 1970 to 1974, it came close to about 13.5. The fourth National Development Plan, that is where we have come, close to something. That was 1981 to 1985. That one came 17.03. That is the highest. Whereas Ghana, with its population of less than about 30.5, gives close to about 23%. How then can we juggle? Just last year, we had less than 8%, about 7.05. How then can lecturers, and why then won't lecturers go on strike? Why then won't our lecturers or our students leave Nigeria, the short of Nigeria, for USA? Over 11.710 students are in the USA. Yes, they might be going there to seek greener pasture. Okay, what about South Africa? We have about 30,000 Nigerian students in South Africa. What about Ghana? Some few years back, they were here in Nigeria. If our education they good, why don't they remain here? Over 75,000 Nigerian students are in Ghana because there's a faulty foundation. Because something is really wrong. I want you to do your statistics. Between 1990 to 2000, how many Nigerian students were out there? But the number is getting higher and higher. So that means something is wrong. So you and I need to join me to do something about that. And I, as a team leader of Edu Radio and our backup team, we are joining. I want to join with you as a stakeholder to see that we move this educational system to the next level. Today, our teacher, a day here again. As usual, this will not be program, a part of the program we want to do when children go to holiday, but we don't bring them out because we care about you. Sake of say this COVID-19 will make me they cover something for my nose as government talker. Enjoy your class. I'll see you after now. Bye.
Hello, you are welcome once again. My name is Alozie Festus. It's a great day. I'm good to see you again. And of course, I will be taking you through a subject, this beautiful subject and so sweet, government. And today we'll be looking at basic concept of government. Basic concepts of government. We'll be taking the first one, democracy. Democracy. Yes, if you ask me, what is democracy? I will quickly tell you that democracy is the government of the people, by the people, for the people. It's a popular definition, very popular definition. Government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It's also, some scholars use it as a slogan in their campaigns. It's not just a slogan, it's a definition. And that is what government is all about. Democracy is all about. In other words, democracy is a system of government in which all qualified adult citizens share the supreme power directly or through their elected representatives. I repeat, that democracy is a system of government in which all qualified adult citizens share the supreme power directly or through their elected representatives. That is what democracy is. And in Nigeria, we practice a democratic system of government where we elect the person that will be our leader, that will represent us, that will speak our mind, the person that will actually do what the people want him to do, not what he himself wants to do, but what the people want him to do. In other words, we'll be looking at the two main types of democracy. We'll be looking at the direct democracy or indirect democracy. The first one is direct democracy. The second one is indirect democracy. When we talk about indirect democracy, we are talking about representative democracy. Okay, join me. 1. Direct democracy. And 2, indirect democracy. Or representative democracy. These are the two types of democracy. Now, when we talk about direct democracy, we are talking about democracy that exists where all the citizens attend the assembly and take part in decision. Not only taking part in decision, taking part in decision making in order to govern a state or society. Not only taking decision, but taking fully part in decision making in order to govern, help to govern a state or a society. Now, we will be looking at the second one, which is the B part of it, the indirect democracy or representative democracy. In this type of democracy, the citizen, through election, select those who will represent and govern the state on their behalf. So it is indirect, in whereby you and I will select or elect someone who will represent us, who will speak on our behalf. Remember, ab initio, I told you that the House of Rep and the Senate, which is our legislatures, we elect them to go there and represent us and make laws on our behalf. Remember, initially I said in each of the 36 states of the Federation, 30 candidates is being elected to represent a state. In other words, in each of the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federation, 3 from each state and 1 from the Federal Capital Territory. All right, we elect them or we select them to represent us, to speak or to rule or govern on our behalf. And this is being done through an election. All right, remember earlier on I said that democracy can be defined as the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Is a popular definition. And let's quickly go to the fixtures. What are the fixtures of democracy? Or factors that make a nation to be democratic in nature? What are the factors that make a nation, Nigeria, for example, to be a democratic nation. And these are the things we'll be looking at. We'll be looking at the first one that make a country as Nigeria to be a democratic nation. 1. Regular and periodic election. Regular and periodic election. In other words, in Nigeria, election is being conducted in every 4 years. So after 4 years, a leader supposed to be elected in every 4 years. So we have 4 years tenure. That does not mean that that leader or that person is not qualified or cannot be stand to be re-elected again. And that is why you see our governors or our president rule for 8 years, and some rule for 4 years. A period of 4 years, minimum of 4 years and maximum of 8 years, which means the person can stand if he wish to be re-elected. We have the second one, assumption of the principle of the rule of law. Assumption of the principle of the rule of law in the Constitution. In other words, the rule of law must be respected as the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria demands. In a democratic system of government, the majority rule the country. Yes, the majority rule the country. That is why we are having some issues or some challenges as regards to who rule in Nigeria, who got it right, who win all. And they say majority win all. Like Nigeria, you know that our brothers in the north are the majority. And that is why you see them, clamoring that the leadership of Nigeria lies on their shoulder. They continue to rule. Why? They are the majority. So the minority hardly win election. They will, but in their state. But in terms of contesting for a president, it takes time for a minority to rule in a country, not just only in Nigeria, other countries around the world. And we'll be looking at the next one, which is the fourth one, respect for the rights of the minority groups. Yes, there must be a respect for the minority groups. We know that we have about 500 languages. We have 10 major ethnic groups in Nigeria: the Igbo, the Hausas, and Fulani, and the Yorubas. These are the 10 major ethnic groups in Nigeria. But we have other minor ethnic groups like the Tiv, the Igedes, the Shekiris, the Galas, just mention them. And we know that Nigeria as well is divided into 6 geopolitical zones, meaning the north-west, north-east, north-central, and south-south, south-east, and southwest. They are 6 in number. Now, go with me that in winning election in Nigeria, the majority always have their way. All right, that does not mean that minority, their election will not be counted. No, it will be counted. Now let's take the next one, the equality before the law. That every law, every person, be it the president, be it the governor, is equal before the law. Nobody is big or nobody is exempted before the law of every given country. Number 6, absence of class feeling in the country. There's no a certain set of people, class ruling. You know what I mean by class? A certain set of people is ruling, or the system of government called the monarchy system of government, or oligarchy, or whatever. No, or the bureaucracy ruling? No. So it is democratic in nature. And we'll be looking at the next one, existence of party system. Before an election, there must be a party system. You know, we have more than 30 political parties in Nigeria. The most popular one, the APC, which is the ruling party, and the PDP, which is the opposition party, or Progressive Congress, and People's Democratic Party. These are the two major parties in Nigeria. And we know that for 16 years, and this party called PDP have been ruling Nigeria. It was on 2015 that the APC happened to be the ruling party through merger from other parties. That we are able to beat the PDP, blue and black. And all right, we'll be looking at the free and fair election. In a democratic system of government, there must be free and fair election. In 2015, the ex-president, Goodluck Jonathan, promised Nigerians that he will give Nigerians a free and fair election, which actually, if you ask me, came to stay. That gave room for the opposition for the first time in Nigeria to win an election. Then the constitution, the election was free and fair. The next fixtures of democracy is that the existence of organized opposition to government. We have other opposition, other political parties like the PDP, the ABGAS, the ADC, and so on and so forth. They stand as an opposition to other party, contributing, correcting, and at the same time making sure the government of today get it right. We'll be looking at the next fixtures of democracy. No intimidation of voters during election. Yes, no voters is permitted to be intimidated by security agents or by any touts or hoodlums. At the same time, equal political right to vote and be voted for. Every citizens have equal right to vote and to be voted for, and that is what we call franchise. There must be an independent judiciary. Our judiciary must not be tampered with. Our judiciary must not be, dwindled, with the powers of the executives or the legislature. Our judiciary must be independent. This will empower them to be able to enforce the law appropriately. And let's take other fixtures of democracy. There must be an effective process of changing government. I told you in 2015, for the first time, that a ruling party was unable to get it right, and an opposition, happened to emerge as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. All right, the application of the principle of separation of powers. Application of the principles of the separation of powers must be there. The legislature, the judiciary, and the executive, they work in pari passu. They work in hand. They work in common to make sure that the government of the day is being administered. Just hold on there. Let me go for a break. I'll be back soon. All right, welcome back. Thank you for having me. All right, we'll be going through the next topic we have online. We'll be looking at political culture. Culture, they say, is the way of people's life, the way people behave, the way people eat, the way people dress, all are put together. their belief as well, their opinion. And today we'll be looking at a political culture. A political culture may be defined as the attitude, sentiment, beliefs, ideas, and norms that guides the behavior of the people in a political system. Every country have the way they see their political system, But for us in Nigeria, we have a different point of view, a different idea, a different belief, religious belief, traditional belief, and other beliefs that characterize with the citizens of Nigeria. So we'll be looking at the components of political culture. Components of political culture. We'll be looking at the first component of political culture. We'll be taking the first one, the first component, which is the orientation. Orientation. Orientation, what we call cognitive orientation. Cognitive orientation. We'll be looking at the second one, evaluation or evaluative orientation. And the third one, affective orientation. We're looking at this orientation. How do we orientate the people? What are in the mind of people? What are they saying towards a political culture in their country or in their society? So the first one, as I said, is cognitive orientation. We'll be taking it one after the other. When we talk about cognitive orientation, we are talking about people's belief, people's knowledge as regards to the political structure or political system in that society. We'll be taking the second one, which is the evaluative orientation. When we talk about evaluative orientation, we are talking about the extent the people can evaluate themselves or critically, assess the functions or functioning of the political system in their society. Am I communicating? Now, the third one happen to be affective orientation. When we talk about affective orientation, we are talking about the concerns, the feelings of the people towards a political system. Affective orientation can be seen as the concerns and feelings of the people towards the political system. So we have it, number one and number three, the affective orientation. All right, and the last, not the least, will be taken on this political socialization. When we talk about political socialization, we are referring to the process by which the citizens, all the citizens, are educated on the values, attitudes, beliefs of the political system. The attitude, the values, and the belief of the political system of a given society. And we'll be looking at the agents of political socialization. Of course, you can vividly remember in your social study, your teachers taught about agent of socialization. And when we talk about the agent, we cannot miss the family as the first agent of socialization. The family stands out to be the first agent of socialization. But here we are talking about a political socialization. So political socialization, as I said earlier on, refers to the process by which the citizens are educated on the values, the citizens of every and belief of the political system of a given society or country. So we know that the family stands at the first one, while the school, just as we are here today educating. Why do we go viral, go online? What we call e-learning. We know what is on stake globally. The lockdown, the COVID-19 that is ravaging the world. And we cannot allow our children sit at home playing without, coming to let them know that there is a need to stand up to learn. So that is why this program have been approved to foster and to create awareness, to make sure that our children stand out to be able to face the reality of tomorrow. We talk about the peer group, we talk about the political parties. When we talk about the peer group, you live from the family to school. From school, you mix up with your peers. You learn a lot from your peers. And from your peers, some of us who like politics, we also venture into politics. Some people regard politics as dirty. It's not a dirty game, but it's a process. Am I communicating? So when we talk about political parties, we're talking about the mass media. And mass media have been playing a significant role in educating the populace, especially as regards to the COVID-19. You see what the mass media is doing through print media, through electronic media, just name it, on televisions and radios, on newspapers. You see the mass media passing information, telling people what to do and what not to do. And of course, we have our religious bodies as well. Even when our religious bodies are not allowed to have services, both the Christians and the Muslims, but we know that we are a mobile temple of God. Anywhere you see us, we carry God. In other words, God will not die. In other words, our religious bodies, the Khan and the Muslim bodies, are making sure that the word of God is being administered via the electronics. In other words, people can hook on to their church website, and as well, people can stay at home and worship their Maker, their Creator, which means that religion play a significant role in the life of every individual. Pressure groups like the NLC, like other bodies, MBA, NUT, and so on and so forth, have been, playing a significant role in educating the masses against this pandemic. So on this note, I think we have done well, and I believe that all we have learned today will be useful. And when we'll be called upon to be able to give account, to be able to write, accurately and have a good grade. The sky will no longer be your limit, but your starting point. Thank you for listening. If you have any comments, any questions or contributions, you can, contact us at the Edu Radio. Our Twitter handle is there. Our Instagram is also there. At our Facebook page, at Facebook, we have facebook.com/eduradio.ng. You can contact us through our Gmail, eduradio.ng@mail.com. Thank you for watching. See you next time. God bless you.
I hope you enjoyed the lectures where our teacher gives you for government. Sake of say for you we won't write WAEC. We feel say we no one let you down. No. We for do our program. Like I said, it's high time. In case you get someone to partner with us, we are out there because this program was set up for you. For you, none of you dey big or small too much, because of this knowledge we don't get. Make we no follow Nigeria the way we dey grasp certification as against knowledge. We don't make so many people now don't run away from their knowledge to grasp certificates. That is where we are. Whereas certificate, when you acquire as a result of the long-term experience, we go grapple, we go bring you to practical, it don't dey hidden. We believe in both, and we trust in you. I hope you will enjoy your lectures. Join us again next time. But however, if you still join us again, like we talked earlier, on Love 104.5 every Tuesday from 4:15 to 5 o'clock. I'm your team leader. I say stay safe for this time, and make sure say we cover our nose, we wash our hands. This corona, it go pass. Bye.